On a Tuesday afternoon in downtown Tucson.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
In the fourth floor courtroom of the Justice Court.
So help me God, I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
Eviction hearings before the Honorable Ronald Newman are an hour behind schedule.
Whether I make a right decision or wrong decision, I believe that everyone has had their day in court.
Despite the CDC's eviction moratorium, Newman averages 6 to 8 cases every half hour, all virtual and virtually all day long.
This is CB2101.
I just wanted to get on the record.
The court's finding that the presumption raised.
We look at each other at 5 o'clock and say we got through it, because it is exhausting sometimes to give it credit and do it correctly.
In 2020, the court received more than 6,500 eviction filings. Filings through June of this year already total more than 2,700. In most cases, judges rule in the plaintiff's favor.
I need to make these findings, and they're to your benefit, too.
There's several types of cases. The majority of the cases are non-payment of rent, and that's where the moratorium and the guidelines and the regulations come in. But you also hear a lot of cases for material noncompliance. Some are curable and some are not curable. If someone commits a crime on the property, that's not curable. It's called an immediate and irreparable. That has nothing to do with the pandemic.
For cases where the moratorium applies, Newman says oftentimes tenants don't know what steps they need to take in order to avoid eviction. That involves filling out a CDC declaration form and providing it to the landlord.
And who's going to testify to allow me to find the factual basis?
There's a naivete in some cases, and in some cases they are very aware of it. But there are many people that haven't done anything at all because the moratoriums have been continued, and there's a perception that everything is going to be okay when it really isn't, particularly as you get closer to the deadlines.
Newman says eviction filings increased toward the end of July when the moratorium was supposed to expire. He expects another uptick when the current extension approaches its end date on October 3rd.
The court's prepared for that. We've anticipated that. We believe that we can handle the caseload. That includes the hundreds of cases that are still pending from the year and a half.
Newman praises the county's efforts to reach people in urgent need of help.
And I have no problem if you do that. However, you might consult with our court navigator here.
And he describes the greater impacts a ruling in his courtroom can have on an individual and the community at large.
Here's the problem. Somebody gets evicted, it affects their credit, and that person may not be eligible for another place. So where does that person go? It also then taps on resources that the government, wants to provide, which, it's like a ripple effect.
And unfortunately, we are going to have to move by the 17th.
Yeah, I think it's important that everyone is sensitive to these issues. Hopefully things will get better. People have a perception of court, I'm going to court, I'm in trouble. Court sometimes can be a forum where you can get things resolved. We're serious because we are here to help folks. Sometimes our decisions fall the wrong way for some people, but at least we're following the law, and we hope that they follow the best way that it can. There's an adage: if you make a decision and nobody's happy, it's a good one. So we hope that isn't the case.
Okay, you're all set. The hearing is concluded.